नमस्कार मित्रहो, ग्लोबल वेदच्या या सत्रामध्ये तुम्हा सगळ्यांचं मनपूर्वक स्वागत. या सत्रामध्ये आपण पोहोचणार आहोत थेट कझाकिस्तानमध्ये. तिथून आपल्याला भेटायला आली आहे अकमराल. तेव्हा अकमरालचं आपण स्वागत करूया. अकमराल, वेलकम. Akmaral is all dressed in her typical Kazakh dress. आणि माझ्याबरोबर डॉक्टर ज्योती शिरोडकर आहे. ज्योती, नमस्कार.
नमस्कार.
आणि अकमरालची तू ओळख करून दे आणि मग तू आणि मी मिळून तिला प्रश्न विचारूया.
अकमरालनी पत्रकारितेमध्ये पदव्युत्तर पदविका संपादन केली आहे. वैशिष्ट्य म्हणजे पत्रकार जरी ती असली तरी भरतनाट्यम, कथ्थक आणि वेगवेगळ्या लोकनृत्यांमध्ये ती पारंगत आहे. कझाकस्तानमधल्या अलमटी इथल्या सेंटर फॉर क्लासिकल डान्स या संस्थेची अकमराल ही संस्थापक आणि संचालक आहे. युनेस्कोच्या पॅरिसमधल्या इंटरनॅशनल डान्स काउन्सिलची अकमराल सदस्य आहे आणि 2003 मध्ये चॅम्पियन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड फॉर एथनिक डान्स या पारितोषिकाने तिला सन्मानित केलं गेलं. कझाकस्तान आणि आशियाई देशात अकमराल गेली 20 वर्ष अनेकांना नृत्याचं प्रशिक्षण देतीये आणि आतापर्यंत जवळजवळ 5000 विद्यार्थ्यांना त्यांनी नृत्याचे धडे दिलेले आहेत. अकमराल, здравствуйте. A very warm welcome to you.
Namaste, namaskaram. Salamat sizge. Здравствуйте.
I have one question. What is your mother tongue?
I'm from Kazakhstan and my mother tongue is Kazakh. And Kazakh and Hindi language have a lot of similarities because we are in typical Asian culture. If you will take Kazakh and Hindi words like Nan, Parda, Piyas, Mohabbat, Dunya, Kalam. So all these very common words. So between Kazakh and Hindi language, many similarities.
Oh, wonderful. And most important, Mohabbat is the same.
Yes. This is a human feelings common for everyone, understandable by everyone. And people can open hearts to each other to understand each other.
And you also said namaskaram. So Sanskrit. You learned Sanskrit when you started taking the training of dance in India?
First time I was get acquainted with Sanskrit language in 1993 when I became the first year student of the College of Fine Arts Kalakshetra. It's my institution in Chennai in South India. And apart from Bharatnatyam, practical, we had theory in Sanskrit. So all Bharatnatyam shlokas we used to write in Sanskrit and recite in Sanskrit. And I was very happy to know about this beautiful language. So from my very first year in my college.
Oh, and what is the beauty of Sanskrit according to you, Akmaral?
Sir, I feel that first of all in Sanskrit, many beautiful, like we don't have bad words in Sanskrit. And whatever sound of Sanskrit, it's a very harmonious for our brain, for our peaceful, for our peace, for, feeling of contentment, feeling of happiness. Sanskrit, it's a very classical language. It's a very harmonious language. And one is interesting thing that between Sanskrit and Russian language, a lot of similarities.
Okay.
Because Russian language is also very common and popular in Kazakhstan because we have 140 nationalities. And of course, Kazakh language, Russian language, and English language. So these three languages important in my country. And regarding Sanskrit, of course, it's a language of beautiful poetry of Kalidasa.
Uh-huh.
Many beautiful things like Yoga Sutra of Patanjali,
Wow.
like Abhinaya Darpanam, Natya Shastra. It's of course Vedas. It's we can speak again about the value of Sanskrit, and that so much precious things was written in Sanskrit long back.
Yeah.
And today we are just trying to uplift,
Yes.
keep, transfer, and protect, and speak more and more about beauty of this language and values of this language.
One request. Any one shloka in Sanskrit that has really touched your heart.
Sir, of course, because we are dancers, it's a Dhyana shloka. Angikam bhuvanam yasya vachikam sarvavanmayam ahayam chandra tarati tam numak satvikam shivam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasme Shri Gurave Namaha. We welcome in the Absolute, whose body is entire universe, whose speech, language is understandable by all humanity, and whose ornaments are the moon and stars.
Oh, nice.
How nice.
This
How
is
nice.
typical our dance shloka and
Wow.
very important prayer before starting our Bharatnatyam session.
What I liked about the whole thing was, Atmaral, the way in which your mind resonated with your words, and it was really touching our hearts. So when you talk about Sanskrit, it comes very naturally, and we will talk about this, that how much of hard work and efforts must have gone behind it. But let's start our chat now. So Jyoti, you can start with the first question.
Yes, Akmaral, as I mentioned in your introduction, you did postgraduate diploma in journalism, right? So, what was your family background?
I tell very frankly, from my childhood, I was very much fascinated by arts because my mama, she was professor in university, and same time she was professional soloist, singer on Kazakh radio and TV. She used to sing Kazakh folk songs. She used to sing folk songs in Russian, in Tatar, and some other languages. Actually, in last century, she was very famous in Kazakhstan. And it's like Mama is example of professional, artistic embodiment qualities. My papa, he used to like to sing. He used to play on dombra, our Kazakh traditional instrument. And he was very fond of writing. He used to write many books, but due to historical process in our country, due to Second World War, he was in army. He participated in Second World War. And after war, he remained in Ministry of Internal Affairs, and his official work, official job, but I used to see how he was creative. Apart writing official books like History of Kazakhstani Police, History of Kazakhstan, he wrote many dramas. He used to write songs for my mama.
Yeah.
They used to sing together.
Oh.
And from my childhood, myself and my two sisters, we used to see how our parents, they found this harmonious unity in all this creative, how to say, creative singing and even dancing. When they used to go for parties, I used to see how Papa and Mama used to dance also.
Wow.
And I was blessed. I was so much blessed to have such a parents. And if whatever I have good in me, it's only because of my first gurus, my Papa and Mama,
Wow.
my mom and my dad.
At this point, I will just summarize this for our audience. आपल्याला अकमराल तिच्या बालपणाबद्दल सांगतेय आणि आपल्या असं लक्षात येत आहे की तिचं जे कुटुंब आहे ते अत्यंत निर्मितीक्षम आहे. तिची आई प्राध्यापक आहे, पण ती गायिका सुद्धा आहे आणि जिला प्रसिद्धी मिळालेली आहे तिच्या देशामध्ये अशी गायिका आहे. तिचे वडील एका बाजूने आर्मीमध्ये कर्नल, ते त्यांच्या गृह खात्यामध्ये काम करतायत, पण ते तिकडचं वाद्य वाजवतात त्या देशामधलं. ते कविता लिहितात आणि त्यांनी लिहिलेल्या कविता त्यांची पत्नी म्हणजे अकमरालची आई गाते. मला असं वाटतं कलाकारासाठी जे एक वातावरण आपल्याला अपेक्षित असतं आणि तिने शब्द वापरला हार्मोनियस, म्हणजे तिचं बालपण अशा कुटुंबामध्ये गेलं की ज्या कुटुंबामध्ये एक लयबद्धता होती, जिथे एकमेकांचं एकमेकांशी असलेलं नातंच जणू काही सुरांमध्ये लपेटलेलं होतं. ज्योती?
So Akmaral, how did you catch the rhythm of dance and especially Bharatnatyam?
Regarding Bharatnatyam, it's such a wonderful art. It's a very beautiful and very deep and classical. We have so many varieties of rhythm, and I'm very thankful to my mama that from mama I got this musical sense and rhythm sense. So this is, of course, I was carrying in my heart when I came to India in 1993 to join Kalakshetra. And, after hearing so many beautiful songs in Carnatic classical style and starting learning our adabus and our items, Alaripuda, Tisvaram, Shabdam, Vardam, I realized that rhythm, it's something amazing. We can make you alert, which can inspire you. And of course, many common rhythms I was trying to recollect and find in my culture, in my own culture, in Kazakhstan before coming to India. So first, of course, you have to learn properly. You have to understand properly what teacher, guru teaching you. And then, of course, after trying to recollect your previous experience in life, like in Kazakhstan, I did not have experience of classical Carnatic music, for example.
Yeah.
So when you will join your previous experience and you will learn something beautiful, something new, which is a real art. Your heart feels that this is a real art, this is divine. So it's a divine, it's not just something which is ordinary.
Yes.
So in my heart, in Kazakhstan, I understood that classical dance, Bharatnatyam, it's something very special. But when I came to Kalakshetra to join my first year, I realized that yes, my choice is very correct. And this is a big blessings for me to be citizens of Kazakhstan and to come to India and learn Bharatnatyam. And of course, here is a very important to say my deep thanks to Embassy of India in Kazakhstan, which was found immediately after my country got independence. And I was the first student of Government of India of ICCR to come to India and start my course.
I have a couple of questions for you. One is that to get fascinated with Indian dance and Bharatnatyam, how did you come to know in Kazakhstan that Indian dance heritage exists? Okay, then you like it. But then you decide that you are going to come to India and take education in it. How did this whole process unfold, Akmaral?
Sir, this is not a 1 year or 2 years process. From my childhood, I was very much fond of India. Why? My grandma, my mama's mom, she used to like Rabindranath Tagore, and she used to read only Rabindranath Tagore.
Wow.
She had many books. She was very special grandma. She used to read books and then explain to me in very simple and short way. And like this, I came to know about great writer Rabindranath Tagore and his beautiful stories. Another reason, once you know, some emotional push is important, right?
Yeah.
So once my papa told to mama, today in our office, every Friday we have movies, but today Indian movie. So let's go and see. And I went with my parents and I saw my first Indian movie. I was very small and Amitabh Bachchan was acting in the main role. And it was something happened. I was just 6 years old. And after that, I understood about India, about beautiful India, which I saw in movie. Then I was very much curious how they are moving, how they are singing, how they are dancing. And in library, I spent my teenage time because those days no internet. And in library, I was searching what is Indian dance. Like this, I came to know that in India, 7 styles of Indian classical dance. Those days, Satriya was not included yet by Sangeet Natak Academy. It was included much later. So those days in books was written that 7 styles of Indian classical dance. And among these 7, the Bharatnatyam is the most ancient and the most difficult. It's a typical South Indian. And after seeing so many photographs, so many pictures, after seeing Mama's tea box, you know, on tea box was beautiful classical dance postures. So I understood that something very special about Bharatnatyam. Then I started reading. And what was for me important that in Bharatnatyam, this beautiful codified language of gestures, it's a very precise, it's a very clear, it's a very detailed given in Bharatnatyam. And I was reading more and more about Bharatnatyam, about history, that this is art of 2000 years, with a lot of love and appreciation to other Indian classical dance styles. I felt for myself, it's really my dream to learn Bharatnatyam, because through this art, I can improve myself.
Right. Now see, you got very much attracted towards this dance, and you were actually finding out a medium of expression for your own self. And you just mentioned that the gestures in Bharatnatyam are very clear, very specific. Can you give us one example?
So I'll show you, sir, maybe 2 shlokas,
Yeah,
just little bit beginning.
Yeah.
For example, Samrita Hasta, double hand gestures, Angelischa, Kapotascha, Karkata, Svastikastata, Dolahasta, Pushpaputaha, Utsanga, Shivalingakaha, Katakavardhanaschiva, Kartari Svastikastata, Katakavardhanaschiva, Kartari Svastikastata, Shakatam, Shanka, Chakrescha Samputa Pasha Kilaka, and so on.
Wow.
This last
Wow.
one was, of course, love and friendship.
Wow. It's so nice. Now it tells us how you must have got involved in the whole thing. I'll just summarize it for our audience. आपल्याला काय दिसतं मित्र हो की एक छोटीशी मुलगी 5-6 वर्षाची तिच्या आजीकडून रवींद्रनाथ टागोरांच्या साहित्याबद्दल जाणून घेण्याचा प्रयत्न करते. त्या गोष्टींमधून तिच्यासमोर एक भारत उभा राहतो आणि त्यानंतर ती पाहते आपला एक हिंदी चित्रपट आणि तिच्या मनाचा ताबाच घेतो भारत नावाचा देश, भारत नावाची जादू, भारत नावाचं गारुड. मग ती जाते तिच्या वयाच्या नुसार टीनेज म्हणजे ती कुमार वयात असतानाच लायब्ररीमध्ये जाते, वाचनालयांमध्ये जाते, भारताबद्दलची माहिती गोळा करते, भारतामधल्या नृत्य प्रकारांचा इतिहास काय आहे तो पाहते आणि तिच्या लक्षात येतं की तिला स्वतःला अभिव्यक्त व्हायचं असेल, तिच्या स्वतःच्या व्यक्तिमत्वाचा शोध तिला घ्यायचा असेल तर भारतीय नृत्य प्रकार शिकले पाहिजेत. तिच्या घरी येणाऱ्या चहाच्या पावडरच्या डब्यावरती सुद्धा हेच फोटोग्राफ्स असतात, ते सुद्धा ती न्याहाळते आणि ह्या सगळ्यामधून तिचा गोल, मकसद, तिचा हेतू, तिचं उद्दिष्ट तिच्यासमोर हळूहळू हळूहळू स्पष्ट होत जातं. सो ॲडमिरल, you were fascinated with the dance, right? And you decided to come and take education in the alma mater of Bharatnatyam. Tell us that wonderful experience, how you went to that consulate, the yet to be opened Indian consulate.
It's a wonderful memory, sir. This was 1992 when Indian embassy just started. It was not even own building, and I was completing my MA journalism. Same time I was running my dance troupe Shanti, where I was trying to teach a type of Indian dance, Indian folk dance, something, of course not classical. And immediately I was told by Friendship Society, those days because of no embassies, we used to have Kazakhstan-India Friendship Society. And I used to run this dance troupe in this Friendship Society to promote friendship between Kazakhstan and India. And our chairman immediately told me, Akmaral, first person came, Mr. Deepak Malik, first counselor, go and meet him and explain him that you want to learn proper Indian art. This is your dream. And I was very happy to receive such information. And like this, I came, I met Mr. Deepak Malik. He was first Indian consular in Kazakhstan, but main thing, he was wonderful human being. He and his wife, Mrs. Chandana Malik, such a wonderful couple who came to our country to start, to expand Indian embassy. And they had a lot of understanding that what this Kazakh girl wants. I used to show them what my students are dancing. I used to tell them this is not real classical dance. It's something which I'm trying to create after seeing so many books, after seeing different poses, after drawing different dance poses and mixing together for some Indian music, but this is not real art. And they felt my sincerity. They felt that I want to do something good for my country. I told them I want to learn properly and I want to come back and spread this beautiful art in my country. Those days in Kazakhstan, no understanding what is Indian classical dance, no idea at all. And I was very happy that Mr. Deepak Malik told me, okay, if you want to learn Kathak, I can send you tomorrow immediately. This is North India. But I told him, sir, can I start from the most traditional and most difficult dance style, Bharatanatyam? And sir told me, you have to wait. It's some procedure through ICCR. And sir, I told sir, I'm ready to wait, but kindly help me to fulfill my dream. And he asked me, are you really serious? Because after completing MA in journalism, after getting married, you want to go, you still want to go. You're so, you're just
Passionate.
telling that this is so important. Yeah. And I told sir, this is a very serious and my family supporting me. This is something very special. What can I do in my life for my people, for my country, for making more and more cultural ties between our two countries, especially when Kazakhstan got independence. And I felt very happy that Mr. Deepak Malik, he appreciated, he understood. And in 1993, I got ICCR scholarship.
How was your first day in Chennai?
Sir, when I landed, it was too many people around me. You know, in Kazakhstan, we don't have enough population. It's very much true. So in Chennai, it was too many people around me, and they used to speak very fast in Tamil. But then later, with my Tamil teacher, Haripriya teacher, we just gone through the grammar of Tamil and Kazakh language, and a lot of similarities in grammar in Tamil and Kazakh.
Okay.
So this is first experience, of course, it's a language. Next experience, I was staying in Kalakshetra hostel. So this is also beautiful nature, and you know, this typical tropical climate. And all like insects flying like helicopters. And in Kazakhstan, we don't have such big insects, you know, big butterflies, because climate is different.
Yeah.
So for me, was this nature was something very interesting, because all trees have beautiful flowers. And nature-wise, it was a very interesting experience. Next experience, of course, food. That food was at the beginning was very, very spicy, but later I felt, I just made my mind that this spicy food is important in such hot climate. That chili is a very good in such environment, in this hot climate, and this vitamin C, it will be, my eyes will be sparkling more and more for my dance. Because this is a chili vitamin C. So I just was trying to understand why in this climate, this like this like that, because everything, it should be according to the place where are you staying. You cannot bring your food from Kazakhstan and tell that I will eat only this food. No. For everything, it's a very much logical. You have to drink coconut water. You have to apply coconut oil on your head because it's plus 40, 45, right? So a lot of very important, you can apply turmeric on your face, and it's no pimples and so on. You can, like, it's important things that I learned according to climate, according to custom, and whatever old teachers used to say, whatever simple people used to say to me around me, I tried to learn. This is actually a beautiful learning process, not only Bharatanatyam, but staying in another country for the long time, you can learn a lot of things which can enrich your life experience.
Absolutely.
And
how many?
You can understand many things, you know, physical way, so many, you know, interesting things.
How many years did you learn in India, Akmara?
Sir, in Kalakshetra, I completed 4-year diploma course in Bharatanatyam, then I was continue and I did 1 year Natuvangam course, because Natuvangam is accompaniment to dance. I was very happy that ICCR extended my scholarship. So 5 years I was continuous. Then after going back to Kazakhstan, I came back again for my MA Bharatanatyam. So totally we can say I was continuously staying in India for 7.5 years.
And you also learned Kathak later on?
So I started learning Kathak after my MA Bharatanatyam. It was 2012.
Okay.
I went to Delhi, and of course I met respected Guruji Rajendra Gangani, Jaipur Gharana. He is a great guru of Kathak. And I met Guruji Rajendra Gangani, and I told Guruji that it's important to, in our center, introduce Kathak also. And Guruji, of course, advised me, Akmaral, you have to be full-time student in Kathak Kendra. And I told Guruji, not possible. At home I have family, children, so much responsibilities with my students. And he gave me very wise advice to be a part-time student in Prayag Sangeet Samiti. It's a beautiful university in Allahabad and branch in Delhi. And I felt that this is for me, going and coming, going to Kazakhstan, coming back to Delhi, learning. This is for me best way, best choice.
You did it for how long?
At present, I'm student yet.
Yet.
I'm completed 5 years. Now I'm 6 years student.
Wow.
So this is a very long course because this is a part-time, and I'm traveling up and down. And of course now during this pandemic time, I'm doing my exams online. So I have 6, 7, 8. It's a long way.
Very true. What did you like the best about Kathak?
Sir, you know what is interesting? Kathak and Kazakh folk dances, similarities are there.
Oh.
Why? Because Kathak, it's a beautiful blend of Hindu and Muslim culture, historically. So, you know, this Mughal empires, they enriched this beautiful dance form. And you can see this South India Bharatanatyam, then Kathak, and then Kazakhstan, then Kazakh folk dance. You know, in hand movements, a lot of similarities between Kathak and Kazakh folk dance.
Okay.
In hand movements.
Okay.
Of course, I like, and it's a beautiful thing that philosophy of Bharatanatyam and Kathak is the same. The concept of Jivatma and Paramatma is the same.
Yeah.
And all this beautiful base of Natya Shastra is the same. You know, this is only technique of Bharatanatyam, and Kathak is different.
Very true.
But in Kazakh folk dance and Kathak, we can find similarities in technique. This is something very, very interesting, especially in hand movements, and especially, you know, this modesty. Like in Bharatanatyam, we have sharp look.
Yeah.
But in Kathak, our look is a typical feminine, modest, little bit down.
Yeah.
In Kazakh also, it's we never look straight.
Yeah.
Because it's an influence of historical processes, of some, how to say, influence of Muslim culture somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a how to say, it's a culture typical Asian. Like Kathak in folk dance of Kazakhstan, it's a typical Asian culture.
Very true. Now, if you are talking about the hand movements, I know you are sitting and therefore you can't dance. But suppose there is a hand movement in Kazakh folk dance and a similar in Kathak. Can you give us an example?
Sir, like in Kazakh folk dance, we have movement, wrist movement. It's called Aynalma, wrist movement.
Yeah.
So, wrist movement, it's a lot of significance in this movement. We want to cover the entire universe.
Okay.
Because Kazakh folk dance was born in Kazakh steppe, in nature. And we are showing this unfinished process in universe that never stops, the continuous movement.
Okay.
So, like we are doing in Kazakh folk dance, Koskol.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
In Kathak, you know, in Amat, we can translate as the entrance on the stage. Amat means entry. It comes from Persian language. In Amat, we start ta-te, ta-ta-te, a-te, ta-ta-te. So, like I'm giving you this example with wrist movement. That a lot of wrist movement, which is common for Kazakh folk dance and Kathak.
Fantastic. You have given us such a wonderful demonstration just on this wrist. मित्रो, आपल्यासमोर उलगडते आहे एक विलक्षण कहाणी. ही मुलगी जिनं पत्रकारितेमध्ये पदवी घेतलेली आहे, ती कझागिस्तान स्वतंत्र झाल्यावरती तिकडच्या भारतीय वकिलातीकडे जाते आणि तिकडचे जे राजदूत असतात ते तिला मदत करतात, मिस्टर मलिक हे, आणि तिला शिष्यवृत्ती मिळते ICCRची आणि ती 5 वर्ष कलाक्षेत्रामध्ये येऊन राहते. त्यानंतर ती आपला हा शिक्षणाचा सिलसिला तसाच पुढे चालू ठेवते. 2012 पासून अगदी आजपर्यंत ती कथ्थक शिकते आणि हे दोन्ही डान्स फॉर्म्स, या दोन्ही शैली ती तिच्या देशामध्ये घेऊन जाते. आता आपण तिला विचारूया तिच्या देशामध्ये तिला नेमका कसा अनुभव आला.
After learning Bharatnatyam and Kathak, after 5 years you went back to Kazakhstan and opened your own academy. But I have a question in mind. How could you attract Kazakh people or Kazakh students in your institute?
Dr. Jyoti, after going back to Almaty, I was thinking how immediately I would start to speak about Indian classical dance. Who will understand? Who will accept? Because I was very first student from my country to complete and come back. And I approached Indian Cultural Center, Embassy of India, because my trip started from Embassy of India. They only helped me to become the student of ICCR. And I came to Mr. Ambassador Rajiv Sikri, and I told Sir, see, I did not even unpack my suitcases. I just want to work. I just want to start. I just want to share what I know. And if I will share, this important process will start, exchange of ideas.
Yeah.
This exchange of energy. I'm very happy that immediately after coming back from Kalakshetra after 5 years, I started my work as a Bharatnatyam dance teacher, choreographer and performer in Indian Cultural Center, Embassy of India in Almaty.
Wow.
But how is the environment for dance art in your country?
In our country is a very open European modern country. So dance art, people they like very much. We have, as I told already, 140 nationalities, and each and every nationality has own singing tradition, dancing tradition. And in this beautiful flower, we have one beautiful petal. It's our Center for Indian Classical Dances, because we are on professional level. We are teaching Bharatnatyam, yoga, Kathak, and to be very frank, this is an intellectual, a light art, and people, they should work very hard, and they should work continuously. It's not like fitness club. One day come, another day don't come, right?
Right.
So I have students who are very devoted, who are very intellectual. They are not 100, not like this. But students are there who have a lot of understanding and they appreciate. They have deep love to India and respect to India. They appreciate what is tradition. They appreciate what is Sanskrit. They appreciate that learning process starts from Sahityam. We have to learn and understand, first of all, literature. It's a lot of connection with philosophy. And students who are coming to our center, they are very open-minded. They understand that we are promoting ancient art. We never speak about religion because we are open-minded people and we like art which is universally acclaimed, famous, like Bharatanatyam. So we are talking about traditional art which can improve us in different ways. So that's why it's not easy to promote Indian classical dance in Kazakhstan, but also we don't have any obstacles to promote.
Yeah.
Okay.
If people want to come and learn, please welcome. So no obstacles because our country very modern, very open, and half country in Europe, half country in Asia. So we are very European, but same time in our hearts we are very Asian people.
Asian as well. Now, I wanted to ask you something that when you perform, you must have performed in India also, correct? In all these years, and you must have performed outside India also. Now, when a non-Indian performs a very classical Indian dance form, how does the audience look at it? How does the audience respond to all this?
Sir, like I want to say what my respected Jai teacher told me, that Akmaral, we can see that you are from Asian country. Your Abhinaya expression is very much Indian. This my respected Jaya teacher used to tell me. So because you can convey emotions openly, very emotional, very Asian type gesticulation and talking and opening your heart. You know, some people from some European cold countries, they are very minimized in their gestures, in their look. Like, it's not everyone, but some people in Finland, in Norway, in Germany. But what my teachers used to say that, Akmaral, we can see that you're from Asian country, you're so emotionally opening your abhinaya, showing your expression in nritya items. In dance items where story is a predominant, is important.
Yeah.
So like when we performed in India, we performed in Delhi, Delhi Karnataka Sangha. With my students, we performed in my college Kalakshetra. It was special events to commemorate the 25 years of establishment of diplomatic relations between Kazakhstan and India. So I was very happy for response from the audience, from Indian people, that they used to say that Kazakh girls there with makeup, with Bharatanatyam Talasaman, with the traditional costume, they are Pakka Indians. Pakka Indians, they are looking exactly this. Maybe a little bit we are looking from like Manipur, maybe. Like our eyes, like we are from Manipur, Indians from Manipur. Like when I performed in California, the audience was very curious. Because not many knows what is the country Kazakhstan, to be very frank. So like in America and Canada, people was very curious. What is a Kazakhstan and how Kazakh dancer can introduce Indian traditional art?
Okay.
Oh.
But when we performed in Poland, in Spain, people was just happy because this is emotionally, it's so much emotions was taken out and shared to the audience.
Very true. Very true.
So
Yeah, your journey is really overwhelming. As a woman, I am really thinking, how did your family react or support you when you came to India?
in my mission, my family is a special role. This is a very, very important. Otherwise, we can say rumpa kashtam, very difficult. You know, family, from the very beginning, my papa used to tell me, after doing so successfully your journalism, after being journalist on TV, radio, how you want to leave everything and go to India for classical dance? And I told Papa, please understand, this is not Bollywood dance, what you think. You don't know what is a classical dance. And you know, those days we had on TV one program which used to cover cultures of the world. And one day was program on Kathakali, classical dance of Kerala. One day it was something on Manipuri, and I used to show to my papa, see, this is a classical, it's totally different. It is not Bollywood pop art, please understand. And this is something what is really very serious. So like this I explained to my papa, and later he understood very much. For my mama was important that I'm so much involved in arts. And he used to understand my heart because she was artist herself.
Yeah.
When I met my husband, we got married very early before my trip to India.
Oh.
I used to tell him, you please understand that Bharatanatyam is the third person in our family. Not only you, me, but we are three, we are Bharatanatyam. And you have to please accept and understand importance of Bharatanatyam.
And
And thanks God, my husband, he understood, he accepted, he gave me opportunity to study 5 years in India.
Wow.
He used to go and come, not often, but it was a big exam for both of us. Because we was very young, very small, we can say. But for us, it was big exam for our future life. And I'm thankful to God that to fulfill my mission, now I can understand what I'm doing is my mission in my country. To fulfill my mission, I was blessed with such wonderful family. My in-laws also very, how to say, special. They understand what is a woman with passion, like, you know, and passion which can change the world.
Yeah.
It's not just passion to be beautiful or passion to have beautiful clothes. No, it's a something different, passion which can change the world.
Yes.
And I'm happy that myself and my husband from very educated families, and our parents, they understood, and especially in 2003 when I became champion of the world for Bharatanatyam performance in ethnic dance category, this was, actually it was champion for my family, we can say.
Wow.
Because
Bravo.
my parents, they understood that I did something those years, long time, when I was in my country, my husband, I was in India, my husband was in Kazakhstan, difficult years, you know.
Yeah.
So they understood that something important has happened, which proved of my previous years of learning. It was some, you know, culmination, we can say.
Absolutely. You have children and How many children you have?
Sister, I have two children, Alisher, my son, and Ariana. Ariana, she got Sanskrit name, Aryan.
Ah,
Ariana, she's, how to say, from Sanskrit we can translate Ariana like civilized, educated. She's very much like this. She was with me in Indian school when I was doing my MA Bharatnatyam. And for Ariana, first language was Tamil.
Okay.
Then she learned English. Then after coming back to Kazakhstan, she learned Kazakh and entered Kazakh main school.
How old are they?
Alisher, he's a third-year student of American University. He's 20 years old.
Ah,
And Ariana, she's a teenager. She's 15 years old. She's still in school.
okay.
And both of them very creative, of course. They are very
Of course.
creative, both of them.
She is also learning dance. Ariana is also learning dance.
From 3 years old, she was learning, and up to 12. Then when we performed in Poland and our troupe got Grand Prix, highest award in Poland in competition,
Wow.
one day Ariana told to me, Mama, now we got Grand Prix, can I stop dancing? And she told that I'm so fond of my studies, maths, and
Maths.
I want to be like Papa, and I want to do maths, physics, and can I stop dancing for some time? I told her, Ariana, for Mama, you should be happy. If you are happy with your maths, physics, piano, and please go ahead and be happy. So this is
Wonderful.
most important.
Now I want to get you back to your mission on the mudras, on especially the Hasta mudras. You are doing a lot of research. You are in fact writing a book on that. So tell us about that part.
Sir, this process is going on. What I feel, people, they used to gesticulate a lot. They used to use their hands a lot while talking, while walking. You know, actually, the aim of my book, I want to express that everything in your hands, you know, in direct way and indirect way.
Indirect way, yes.
The meaning of purpose of my book, final ultimate goal, to convey to the people that everything in your hands.
Hats.
What you should do for that. You know, through learning Indian classical dance, you can learn hand gestures, hand mudras, and many of them really can improve your physical health. Many mudras can give you a feeling of peace, happiness, contentment in your heart, you know. Many mudras. This is if we will take Bharatnatyam. If we will take ordinary life, that by using different gesticulation, we can make our life brighter. We can make our life more interesting. So my aim to convey to the people that through hands, each and every finger connected with your internal organs. You know, this circulation of energy through different combinations. It's all connected with our chakras, and it's a lot of things which is connected with your physical health, with your aura, and my aim to explain people what you have in your hands, but we are not using. So this through dance, or maybe not through dance, maybe through yoga mudras, through dance mudras, through just simple gesticulation, make yourself active, and you can achieve so many things in life.
येस. अकमराल आपल्याला तिच्या संशोधनाबद्दल सांगते आणि तिचं संशोधन जे आहे ते हस्तमुद्रांवरती आहे. आणि ती असं म्हणते की आपण जे काही आहोत ते आपल्या हातांमध्ये आहोत. या हाताचा, या हाताच्या हालचालींचा, या मुद्रांचा वापर आपण कलात्मक दृष्टीने करू शकतो, संवादासाठी करू शकतो आणि आरोग्यासाठी सुद्धा करू शकतो. तेव्हा या बोटांमधली, या बोटांच्या हालचालींमधली जी शक्ती आहे ती तिला तिच्या संशोधनातून आणि तिच्या पुस्तकातून आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या समोर आणायची आहे. आणि एका बाजूने आपल्या सर्वांच्या हातांच्या हालचाली ह्या वैश्विक आहेत, त्या जागतिक आहेत, त्यांना कुठलंही बंधन नाही. तर ही जी हातांची करामत आहे, मग ती नाट्यशास्त्रातून असेल, योगशास्त्रातून असेल, ती लोकांच्या समोर आली पाहिजे, हे तिच्या संशोधनाचं गमक आहे. ज्योती.
While learning Bharatnatyam and Kathak and blending with Indian culture, you have turned vegetarian. What is the idea behind it?
When I came to Kalakshetra, I tried to understand more about great personality of Srimati Rukmini Devi Arundel. She is such a great figure, not only for India, and what she wanted to convey to the people, that through dance, human being, young people, they should develop themselves to the beautiful human beings. So I realized that ahimsa, non-violence. See, we cannot, this important concept, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. You know, you have to be completely truthful. You really have to be good. And only then you can achieve some concept of beauty. You cannot participate in killing animals and on the stage in beautiful costume and beautiful makeup speak about beautiful moral values from Ramayana, Mahabharata, for example. I realized that I should be truthful. If I started to do Bharatnatyam, I should feel that ahimsa, it's a number one. See, in Kazakhstan, Kazakh people, historically, they used to be nomads. They used to travel in steppe, and cattle, it's used to be the main source of the living being. But nowadays, in Kazakhstan, everyone settled. Kazakh people not anymore traveling in the steppe, carrying their own house yurta. So Kazakh people is settled. And settled life, it's a lot of, how to say, options for vegetarian food, non-vegetarian food. So after going back to Kalakshetra, I realized that I have to leave meat completely. I should become vegetarian, and no problem even will be in Kazakhstan. I can find a way, and it will be no problem for my health. And one is interesting thing, when I became vegetarian, I realized that my brain started to work better. So I'm happy that I'm vegetarian, and it's already, how to say, so many years, more than 25 years I'm vegetarian.
And your family has accepted that.
Beginning, sir, was very difficult because our traditional Kazakh food, it's a beshparmak. For meat eaters, it's a very delicious dish, very delicious food. It's our Kazakh traditional food which people eat by hand, you know.
Oh.
It's before I became vegetarian, I used to eat this beautiful food. We have a lot of beautiful traditional dishes, of course, with meat, with sheep, with goat meat, sheep meat. But then I just was trying to explain to my parents, so please kindly understand. Beginning was a little bit complicated, but then after they told, oh, okay, you are very stubborn, and you know what are you doing, and you are grown up, so okay. And of course, my children and my husband, they understand that I'm vegetarian, and we have at home 2 refrigerators.
Oh.
And one is typical vegetarian fridge, and another one because my husband and my children, of course, they takes meat.
So you have two refrigerators, and that's a good way to sort out the problem, I suppose. So out of all the Indian vegetarian food, which are the dishes that you like the most?
Okay, I'll start from Chennai. Of course,
Okay.
dosa.
Dosa. From
Dosa in Chennai is excellent.
from Kerala?
When I'm in Kerala, I like idli. You know, in Kerala, the idli is a very tasty, very puffy.
Okay. Karnataka?
When I'm in Delhi, of course, I like puri, sabji, paratha, and naan, and of course, so many tasty, delicious foods there.
I have a question now. After looking back, with your relationship with India and Indian culture, for us, it's magical. How you have taken to this culture the way fish takes to water. But I want to hear from you, what is that magic that works between you and India, you and Bharatnatyam, you and Kathak, you and Idli?
Sir, it is not magic. It's just in my previous life I was in India, that's all. Sir, it is not magic. I feel like it's very much true. I feel like I'm Kazakh and also I'm Indian.
Wow.
I feel I'm so open and I'm so, I accepted and I understood so much in detail. To be very frank, in India, I learned not only Bharatnatyam. Bharatnatyam itself, it's a philosophy of life, right?
Yes.
It's a literature, it is sculpture, it is history. But first thing that I realized that Indian people, they are same like our Kazakh people. Very sincere, very open, very lovely, very kind. You know how many times I got sick in India? I had malaria, I had eye operation, and with me was my Indian Tamil Amma Janaki. She and her family used to help me to come out from my disease. Because, in study process, when you're working very hard, a lot of things can happen. It's very much natural. So even now, I feel that my Indian family also, Janaki, of course, she expired 2 years back. She was very old woman. But her children, her grandchildren, they are always writing to me like, Akmaral, auntie, you are unborn daughter of Janaki. You are part of our family.
Wonderful.
And I'm always connected with them. And this is a very much true because, this spiritual connection.
Yeah.
Understanding. We used to go with Janaki to all the temples in South India. We used to go to Tirupati together. We used to go to Chidambara. We used to go to Kanyakumari. We used to go to see so many special cultural places in India. And of course, with my respected Kalakshetra teachers, with Anandi teacher, of course, she's not anymore yet, but we used to travel to many, many places to see temples, to understand about sculpture, to understand. So what I want to say, because of great people whom I met in India, I understand about India so much. Because of my great teachers, I felt about Bharatnatyam in India so much. I came to India as an empty vessel. I did not come like I know everything. I came and I told, I don't know anything. And I want to learn each and every detail. How to wear sari, how to wear Kerala dress, Settumundu, for example. I want to understand each and every detail about puja, how to make properly puja. And even my Janaki Amma told me, Akmaral, you be from, I'm giving you our Gotra. You know, it's a very cute things. Maybe someone will sit and smile after listening all this. But for me, it's very precious.
Yes, and therefore, my actually concluding question to you will be, what is your dream of nurturing this relationship between these two countries?
Sir, Kazakhstan in India connected historically through Great Silk Road. Why Akmaral like this? Why I feel so much? Being Kazakh, I feel so much to India because historically our countries was very much connected. And my dream, my ultimate goal, of course we are conducting many performances, many activities, workshops, and teaching students, performing. But my dream, because of Kazakhstan, very open country, in Europe and Asia, it's a big country. My dream is create in Almaty Kazakh Indian theater.
Wow.
So this is theater. It's a very beautiful cultural place which can demonstrate and show how Kazakhstan and India close to each other.
Wow.
That actually this is a very important to make people to understand that we have to unite. It's a very easy to
Divide.
break. It's a very easy, but especially nowadays, especially today, it's not easy to unite. Many stupid obstacles for people to unite and be together. When we are together, we are real, we have strength.
Wow.
We can protect our cultural values.
Yes.
We can protect tradition. But Kazakh Indian theater, it's not only for dance. It's for press conferences. It's for vegetarian restaurant. It's for beautiful shop of best examples of Indian clothes, like Indian saris, salwars, churidars, and beautiful Kazakh traditional clothes.
Right.
You know, Indian theater, it's just my dream where the best aspects of both cultures
Will come
can
together.
be taken together in one.
Yeah.
And of course, this is my long life dream. I just always have hope because I believe in God. And one day maybe Almighty will help me. It's a big project actually. I'm choreographer. For me, this is not easy, but I feel one day time will come.
Absolutely.
And people will come, those people who will understand what I want to create to make our people, our countries, our traditions, and of course, tradition should be alive. Tradition. This is an important tradition.
Absolutely. If we have to respond to your dream in Sanskrit, then I have to say Tathastu. Because Tathastu is the word which will tell you that all your wishes and this dream will definitely come into reality. मित्र हो, कथा कहे सो कथ्थक असं कथ्थक या नृत्याबद्दल म्हटलेलं आहे. मगाशी अकमराल आपल्याला म्हणाली सुद्धा की नृत्यामध्ये काय महत्वाचं आहे तर गोष्ट सांगणं. आपण एका गोष्टीमध्ये रंगून गेलो होतो. 7 समुद्रा पलीकडची गोष्ट. एका देशामधली एक छोटीशी मुलगी भारताच्या प्रेमामध्ये पडते काय, ती ठरवते काय की मला नृत्य शिकायचंय आणि तेही भारतीय पारंपरिक शैलीमधलं. तो तिचा ध्यास बनतो. या गोष्टीला सुरुवात होते. तो ध्यास प्रत्यक्षात आणण्यासाठी असीम निष्ठा आणि अफाट प्रयत्न ह्यांच्या बळावरती ती आपल्या देशामध्ये येते आणि ती जसं आपल्याला म्हणाली तसं तिला तिच्यामधलं भारतीयत्व गवसत जातं. मग ते भाषेमधून असेल, ते कलेमधून असेल, ते तिच्या राहणीमानामधून असेल, सगळ्यातून इकडे मिळालेलं हे समृद्धपण घेऊन ती आपल्या देशात जाते. तिकडची संस्कृती आणि आपली संस्कृती या दोघांना एक करायला पाहते आणि तेच स्वप्न ती उरामध्ये धरून पुढे 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 जात राहते. आपल्याला जरी ही कथा परिकथेसारखी वाटली तरी त्यामध्ये प्रचंड त्रास आहे, प्रचंड त्याग आहे. एका बाजूने सहकार्य आहे, एका बाजूने दोन्ही संस्कृतीमधल्या कनवाळू व्यक्तींनी तिला केलेली मदत सुद्धा आहे. ह्या सगळ्यामधून आपल्याला त्या गोष्टीमधला एक बोध लक्षात येतो. तो बोध आहे सौंदर्याचा शोध. या मुलीला नेमकं काय हवंय, काय हवं होतं आणि काय हवं असणार आहे? तर तिला हवंय सौंदर्य. आणि सौंदर्य जिथे जिथे दिसेल, मग ते हस्तमुद्रांमध्ये असेल, ते सौंदर्य वेशामध्ये असेल, ते सौंदर्य खाद्यपदार्थांमध्ये असेल, ते सौंदर्य साहित्यामध्ये असेल, जिथे जिथे सौंदर्य दिसेल ते सौंदर्य जोडत जायचं हा तिचा ध्यास आहे. आणि जेव्हा सौंदर्य जोडत जाणं हाच ध्यास असतो तेव्हा त्या सौंदर्याची बेरीज नाही तर गुणाकार होतो. जेव्हा दोन संस्कृती एकमेकांच्या मध्ये मिसळतात तेव्हा माणसाच्या माणूसपणामध्ये मोलाची भर पडत असते. सगळ्या कला, साहित्य या सगळ्याचं मुळामध्ये कामच काय आहे? तर माणसाचं सौंदर्य खुलून आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या समोर आणणं, व्यक्तीने जो काही कलात्मक असा आविष्कार केला असेल तो आविष्कार संपूर्ण समाजाचा बनवणं आणि त्याद्वारे या संस्कृतीला अधिकाधिक अर्थपूर्ण बनवणं. आणि म्हणून आत्मराल ही खऱ्या अर्थानं एका शहाण्या जागतिक संस्कृतीची प्रतिनिधी ठरते, जी म्हणते की हे जग तुकड्या तुकड्यांमध्ये विभागलेलं नाहीये. या जगामध्ये आहेत ती माणसंच, त्यांचा शोध आहे सौंदर्याचा. आपापल्या सौंदर्याच्या व्याख्या एकरूप करूया, संपूर्ण जगाला सुंदर बनवूया. मित्रो, ही सुंदरशी गोष्ट आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या मनावरती मोरपिसासारखी स्पर्शत राहणार आहे. आज आपल्या ग्लोबल वेदच्या सत्रामध्ये इथेच थांबूया. पुन्हा भेटणारच आहोत आपण पुढच्या महिन्यामध्ये शेवटच्या शनिवारी 7 वाजता. नमस्कार.